journey to C21 was not a straight path. It was a very, very windy and twisty path. So it was the recession of 2008, and I was in a transitional period. I was at my previous job for 9 years, and then the recession hit and there were some layoffs. So I was trying to figure out what to do with myself, and then figured that I would lend my services to a company and just sort of like keep my resume active, learn new skills. So I looked into internships and saw that the Center for Puppetry Arts had an internship available in their marketing department, and I've always been interested in theater and art and puppets, so I applied and acknowledged that it was unusual to be like a 35-year-old adult applying for an internship at the Center for Puppetry Arts. But my favorite movies are The Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, and Neverending Story, so they were excited to have me. So that's how I got involved in puppets, and then I became involved in their adult programming, experimental puppetry theater, where artists submit proposals for a puppet show, and then if they are accepted, they get a grant to produce it. And then so I applied as an individual contributor, and then signed on to one of the productions, which involved wrestlers puppeteering humans as puppets. And so that's how I got to know some wrestlers, and that just sort of led down the road to wrestling, because the women and the men that I was were involved in this indie pro wrestling federation, and I had become good friends with them, and they were doing this, and I was like, well, I'm a joiner, so I want to do this too. So I began training and became, well, not exactly a pro wrestler, but I trained as a pro wrestler, but I was one of the, I guess what you would call a side support. So I was the ringside doctor, so I would support the wrestlers as they became injured, and help them out. And occasionally we'd get in the ring and do some stunts as well. But through wrestling, I also got to know a lot of improvisers, and then so that led me down a whole other path of improvisation, sketch writing, film, and stuff like that. So that's how I got into pro wrestling. But while I was at the Center for Puppetry Arts, I transitioned my career from graphic design to marketing, which led me to working for the Universoul Circus. So that's how I went from puppets to the circus. And I was their digital media manager, which basically was the voice of the circus on social media. And from there, I just enhanced my marketing skills, because I found that I was more of a idea person. I liked creating ideas, I liked telling stories, so I moved from graphics to marketing, and then so through that I developed copywriting skills, which when I went from the circus, I became the director of marketing at a kitchen and bath renovation company, and then there was a merger there, so my position became redundant, and then that led me to C21 and becoming a senior account manager here. What I like about marketing is that it's so broad, and it's not as limiting as graphic design is. Certainly with both you have to please the client, but with graphics, you just deal with 2D or basically just 2D media. And where I was when I was doing graphics, there was no growth. It was not encouraged to learn new software or do new things. And then so when I wanted to move out into marketing, there were so many opportunities. So there was, writing for newsletters, writing blogs, writing press releases. And so it was just, and then also I could incorporate my graphic skills when needed for these newsletters or social media graphics. And then I got into video editing. So now we're creating videos. So marketing and PR has just broadened broadened my horizons and enhanced my skills, and just makes me more creative, I feel like. A day at C21. Well, since our clients are so varied, we have nonprofits, we have government entities, we have real estate, retail. Every day is different, so we could be drafting content for social media, or sending out a press release, or sending out a newsletter. So there is no every day that is the same, and sometimes it's research, sometimes it's creating a story, sometimes it's data entry. Not every day is also exciting, but it does break up the day. So that's a hard question to answer, but every day is a good day. My favorite item in my office would probably have to be my snack drawer, because I'm very food motivated and I like snacks. I went to college so long ago that computers were not really a big thing. We didn't have the internet until my junior year, so I actually went to school as a business major with an interest in graphics, but I picked up graphics after I graduated because that was not a program in school. So what I know now that I wish I had known was that the possibilities are limitless with computer graphics, computer editing. I mean, if I were in school now, I don't know that I would be doing what I do now. I might be in the film industry, I don't know. It's just, advice I would give myself would be like, just be true to yourself, and whatever happens, happens for a reason, and you might take a different path, but that path might lead to what you were meant to do.